Morton is behind the fueling of the world's best, including riders in this Tour de France. Their drink mix uses hydrogel technology so you can absorb more carbs without the stomach issues. Use code MortonTDF at Morton.com for 20% off. Vingegaard and Pogačar, one of the best rivalries in Tour de France history. Pogačar saying maybe, heard you're better than ever. We'll see how that stands up in today's Crosswind nervous stage from Lille Métropole back around in a loop to the city. 3 category 4 climbs, not really any serious climbs. The serious thing today was the crosswinds. We got crosswinds almost all day. It's not that exposed for a lot of them, but at 25 k's to go, you had to be in position. Breakaway fight was non-existent though. Ruch, Lebert, Amaury, Thomas, Verscher, they're the first 5 guys that jump. They're the first 5 guys that get in. This is the peloton straight after they drop the flag, because that break literally just goes Albertson and Little Trek with Quinn Simmons and Sylvain Dillier start pacing, and everyone just immediately went for a P break. So everybody knew that the break wasn't going to win. It's the first stage of the Tour. The sprinters teams want the yellow jersey. The GC teams like Sivakov here and Campenaerts for Visma want to keep their riders safe because you can crash. You go through a village, Filippo Ganna, Tour de France is over before it's even halfway through the first stage. Stefan Bissegger, Tour de France over. 2 abandons already. Thibaut Nice crashed. He had contusions, and he's got some suitable stages coming up. And look at the wind. Florian Lipovitz has a mechanical. So having a mechanical in this sprint stage wasn't some non-stressful thing where you just come back and the car's no problem. UAE started to push with 110 k's to go. They tried to create splits. Pogačar's on the front here with Visma in his wheel. And yeah, it was too far from the finish. The wind wasn't strong enough, but it was nervous. And then at the intermediate sprint with about 100 k's left, Trek get the jump on Albertson and Van der Poel. Milan launches. Coquard kind of blocks Philipsen coming across to Milan's wheel, and Milan takes the maximum 20 points. Philipsen only 13 in 4th. Verscher goes in the breakaway a second time, and the 4 teams that were controlling were happy for that to happen. But Thomas, who joined him, his bike bucks at the KOM sprint, and Verscher's like, what the hell, man? And he's like, I don't know. Simon Yates was having one of those days too, has a mechanical at 75 k's to go, spends a good 15-20 minutes coming back whilst there's a lot of pacing in the peloton. Vingegaard himself on the last categorized climb goes over the top in first wheel, and this whole stage was just nervousness, position. Quick Alpecin, they swing over. 30 k's to go. They have the troops in position. They take the left-hand side of the road with the stringer, Caden Groves, Sylvain Dillier, Jonas Rickard, Jasper Philipsen, Van der Poel. They got the strongest train here maybe, and here's a really, really wide road. But already without even a pace on the front, there's semi-splits or gaps occurring behind, and you had to be in position there. Vingegaard moves himself up. Some road furniture here, a divider, makes them go narrower. It opens up again, and then there's more dividers, and 2 teams go on the wrong side of that. Pogačar moves himself up into position with the wind coming from their left shoulder at 60 k's an hour. Enric Mas right where he needs to be, but this is the mystery of today. Trek are here with 5. Here with 5 on the left-hand side, and I think the riders on the left, but it doesn't make sense, because the riders go left here through the road furniture. But UNOX are first, and they make it. But Trek lose loads of wheels through the corner, and then when they're shuffled back, they had to re-enter at like P50, P60, and then Eduardo Affini through this corner, more road furniture. You see it puts it in a line through the right-hand turn. It's then going to be a hard cross tailwind as they exit this corner. Everybody knew you had to be in good position here, and Vingegaard and Affini put on the hammer with Trentin, Enric Mas, and there's gonna be splits when you're going 60 k's an hour with 30 k an hour crosswinds. I mean, credit to Movistar, Oliveira and Garcia Cortina did a fantastic job. Vingegaard obviously wanting to be aggressive. Trentin always right where he needs to be with Marius Meyerhofer. And yeah, there were splits. Big splits. Pogačar, of course, makes it with Wellens. Jorgensen's there, and there's gaps all over the place. And the whole Little Trek sprint train, but for Jasper Stuyven, misses this split, as well as Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. Don't have a single rider in front. They're chasing furiously here. The problem for them is over half the teams in the peloton more or less are in front. A lot of the strongest rouleurs are in front. And everyone in front pretty much is committed to pulling, except for Jasper Stuyven. Vandenberg and Askren, Sprint stage, they can go for the sprint. Kevin Vauquelin is pulling through, GC position, lovely. Van der Poel, he's seen that Tim Merlier is in Group 2 with Remco nearly getting run off the road. So Albertson basically know if they can pull out 5 guys in this group, they've got Philipsen in here. If they can make this go to the finish, he will likely win this sprint. No Jonathan Milan, no Tim Merlier. Yes, they got to be wary of Binny and Soren Varenskold, but they'll take those odds, especially as they still got a lead out here. And behind, Bahrain chased for a little bit. Albertson, I think Groves lost the wheel of Rickard and Van der Poel to make others work for a bit. But the curious thing of this stage is, Quickstep, I don't think, chased with the whole team. They have Valentin Paris-Pantra. He's like 50 kilos chasing on the front here. That doesn't really help matters. The cohesion in front stops because Albertson don't care if they win by 5 seconds or they win by a minute. They don't care about GC. They want to win the stage. Wellens through 5Ks to go starts pacing, but the cohesion wasn't that good in front. And here you see a crash, in fact. Luckily, they changed the rules. So they changed it from 3Ks to 5Ks to go. So O'Connor, he goes down. Caden Grove somehow saves it just behind Marijn van den Berg. So van den Berg loses the chance to sprint. But yet, Bora didn't keep chasing with Meus and Van Poppel. They used them to sprint behind, 40 seconds back for place 40. Very, very strange. UNOX get all out of sorts. They had Abrahamsen doing the lead out. They just went all in on the Varenskold sprint. Fredheim is saying to Abrahamsen, let's move up. Let's not go on to Philipsen's wheel. He's having a long conversation with Varenskold. Eventually, Varenskold gets boxed by 5 guys around him, so probably he should have made Fredheim do the lead out. Caden Groves launches Philipsen on the left-hand side. Ackermann jumped a bit too early on the right-hand side. And with Philipsen getting this sort of lead out, with no Johnny Milan, no Tim Merlier, even though Binny tried to jump him on the inside, Philipsen wins this by a couple of bike lengths comfortably. Masterclass from Albertson in the crosswinds, having the team together, and then finishing off the job with the lead out for Philipsen, ahead of Binny Mailen, Varenskold, Terzius, Trenton, Russo, Penway, Jorgensen, Meyerhofer, Sam Watson. Here's what the 10-time Tour de France stage winner had to say after the race.
Jasper Philipsen, you had already won 9 stages on the Tour de France, but this one, this number 10, is really special.
Yeah, it's really amazing. This 10th victory is something I never will forget, and just the team performance, it's incredible. I think we were there all day. Was very nervous, but we know, today it just has to be our day, and we have to be in the front. And we were there in the split. The team did amazing, and in the end we just could use our strength, be there, and finish it off.
In terms of GC, Philipsen, of course, goes into the yellow jersey, something not easy for sprinters to do in modern cycling with often very hilly stages at the start of Grand Tours. We do have one of those hilly stages tomorrow. It'll be nervous. Rain predicted. 40 seconds lost by Roglic, Remco, Lipovic and co today. I think there'll be more time losses tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you then. Ciao, ciao.